you know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? We had a relationship so young at a young age, but getting, you know what I'm saying? That's all we knew, but we never, as we got older, you know what I mean? We never understood the foundation because some people, you know, I'm from a single parent home. So, you know what I mean? I just seen as a single parent grew up. I mean, as I'm growing up as a single parent, some people had they both folks. So they understand the foundation and the blueprint of how they want to be with someone that's going to build each other up to be like the Michelle Obamas and the Barack Obama per se. You know what I'm saying? But it's hard to me. I think it's hard sometimes because I've been in a relationship and to the point like it's hard for me I gotta sell you something. I gotta sell you on something that I'm passionate about for you to understand where I'm coming from. And when you don't get that type of love and respect, you don't have to understand it. But if you fuck with me, you will learn you will learn it. And try to and understand and appreciate why I'm doing this. And I think, you know what I'm saying, that's when insecurity comes in. That's when you start second guess, like, is this the person you want to be with? Like I had a friend of mine, like he became a cop. He always wanted to be a cop, and then he decided to have one. He decided to become one. But the process of becoming one, his support from his girlfriend at the time and, you know, his mother of his child was horrible. And he decided to step away from her. Like, look, this I can't, you know, I think they was engaged at one point, and he realized she wasn't the one because that dream he had, she wasn't on point with him with it. He knew how this was going to be life changing for him down the line. And the crazy part about it, when he graduated, you know, they were still attached to each other because they had a child together. And, you know, she went to the graduation and everything, but she cried so hard and of guilt because this man stuck with his guns and worked so hard because he had a baby and he knew what he wanted. He knew how this was going to change his life. And, you know what I'm saying? I'm sure that like she regret that for the rest of her life, or at least most of her life, because he's a superstar cop, you know what I'm saying? Like he's doing his thing. But point being is like, you want to know, you should know and not settle on someone that, you know what I mean? Because you think it's right.
Interject real quick.
You said what?
Was she aware that he wanted to do this prior to him doing this, prior to them being together? Because I have been in a situation where a man will have his plan up here and know that in the beginning of dealing or becoming exclusive or getting in a relationship, and will not tell you until he actually starts to do that, even though he might have had it in mind already. Like, you can't expect somebody to just jump on board something.
It's not about just jumping on board. I think oh, go ahead.
If you did not inform or consult me prior to the start of something and just want me to co-sign for the ride, I don't think that's fair. I'm not saying that somebody has to be completely on board or completely engaged what you're doing, but if you knew the whole time that that's what you wanted to do and you never brought it to that person, like, you know, down the line, this is what I'm going to want to do, so I need you to be aware of that, and this is what the process is going to be like, and that's how it's going to affect you. Like, people don't have these conversations. People just pop up one day and be like, oh, I'm doing this, and you're going to have to get on board, and that's not fair.
Well, I agree. Absolutely. That's definitely not fair. I think I did something like that before, and I was excited about it, and I decided to do it. And I didn't consult with the person I was dealing with, and it went a little left a little bit. But after the fact, I had to explain why I'm doing this. Now, the guy situation that I'm explaining about, he basically broke it down. Like, you know, she knew that he wanted to be an officer. It was just a matter of time when he was going to do it. And I think when he had the green light that he had the opportunity to do it, she just felt like she just felt like it wasn't smart because of what was transpiring at that point. And he said this was the best time to do it at all. So he was already, I'm doing it with you, with your support, without support. But if you're not going to support me, I can't be with you because, you know what I'm saying, like, I know how high and how this is going to go. And it's not, you know, I mean, he need a clear headspace of real support, not negativity. So what I'm saying is, like, people you deal with, you know what I'm saying, like, it could be the littlest things. You got to even make that conscious decision, like, look, if they're going to change with you or they not. If they not, you wasting time sticking with that person. You know what I'm saying? Especially as you get older. You have your attention spans get a little short. You know what I mean? You got, you know, zero tolerance for certain situations because you've been through that dance already. So why in the world I'm going to entertain it again, knowing that I know the end game of it. You know what I'm saying? So I get what you're coming from, Melissa, when you say, you know, maybe someone could possibly decide to do something, not actually consulting. And that's absolutely, that's right as well. I understand.
And it's not just, oh, I want to be a cop. It's like, this is how long I'm going to be in school. These are the hours. You're going to have to be with the baby during these times. I can only be with the baby during these, not some just blanket, like, I'm about to sign up. That's not having a conversation. That's not making it clear to that person what they're signing up for.
Yeah,
and
I mean,
a lot of people do, like,
I
all
feel
the time.
like I said, I don't think that was the whole case. I'm sure it was some tug and war back and forth, but I mean, moral was like she knew that was his passion, and the opportunity was knocking, and it was now or never. And I think she had cold feet of what he wanted to do, knowing that he was going to be able to provide a lifestyle and provide for his family in general. So that's what I'm saying about support, being a supporting cast in that aspect.
I'm going to go back to your question.
Yeah, what's up?
Because I feel like y'all need to talk to your people and take this message back.
Who my people? Who my people?
The male specimens of your delegation.
Here we go again. A man's gotta do what a man's gotta do.
Because I can't use as a men as a blanket term anymore. Because not everybody is functional man level.
Someone please call 911.
Here we go again. Here we go again.
No, because for me, I've drawn very clear lines in the sand about identifying what people say, how people behave, and what their actions are. Because those could be completely different things across the board. Because somebody might say they want something, say they are one type of person, say they want one type of person, but then the things that they do not align with those words. I'm not a word person. I observe behavior and I observe actions. Words come last for me. It's about what you're actually doing, right? So a lot of men think that they're not insecure, they're not jealous, they don't live within their ego or in their feelings, and they do. Men think that they want a woman who does whatever, like it's all either the domestic type or the independent does her shit, doesn't need me type, and either way it's the opposite of what they want is what
Can I ask you this?
Who, what, where?
Why do women allow it?
Huh?
Why do women allow that?
I don't know. Those are the women who allow it. I am one of the ones who does not.
I mean, that's good, but I'm saying, since you're asking a whole species of men, why? I'm asking for you, the woman representative, the whole delegation.
Well, okay, so I know like different perspectives, right? Because I've had a lot of male friends throughout my life who have blessed me with the intel to know how fucked up y'all could be sometimes. Okay. I got friends who have straight told me like I aim for the 5s and 6s because I'm not trying to work to keep a 9 or a 10.
Okay. I've heard that before.
So when you are a 9 or a 10 physically and you have other things going for you, there are very few men who actually approach you. And then a very slim percentage of the men, those men that you could actually take seriously. Because at the end of the day, even like men who think that they are attractive themselves, if they see you talking to a man for too long or whatever the case may be, they'll be like, who's that? What you doing over there? Like, I work within entertainment and I have had to deal with men like questioning me about everything. Like, what y'all doing? You going to rehearsal with them? Why you need to be there? What? Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like anything that has to do with another man is just like, why? Like to the point that my college boyfriend would like actually said something to me one day, like, oh, like women usually get raped by their guy friends type of thing, because he didn't want me to hang out with my guy friends. Like women are usually sexually assaulted by a guy that they know type shit. Yeah. Like that fucking crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like,
what you say, Shanita?
And I said that's somebody the extreme to put that in your head.
Right.
Yeah, that's like
Right.
you need to like what you need to do, fall back. Like that's crazy.
See, that's what I'm saying. Like, I think a lot of women that's in that situation, they allow it and keep it going. Why they're not just getting out of it?
I think it's for a lot of women, because I've had my dating situation, and I have friends who've been in situations for like 7, 8, 9, 10 years. I think for a lot of women, not all, but for many women, it's a comfort thing. You don't want to start over. It's that, I hope, maybe he'll change. Maybe things will get better. Maybe things will be different. I already put in 2, 3, 4 years. A lot of times women don't want to start from scratch again. So they'll just stick it out.
Not only that, like I said, men sometimes will sneak that shit in because you'll be that nice, cool guy until the opportunity presents itself for you to show your true colors.
But see, I think
that's both parties. Women do the same thing.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I mean, sometimes you don't see, like, that person doesn't show you those alarming signs until further down the line. Maybe after you start spending more time together or you start living together or whatever, but there's so much you're going to know about a person. When you live apart, you're getting to know them. You have to take everything that they say as the truth about who they are, unless you have people in common who will be like, that motherfucker's lying. You know what I'm saying? Like, you'll have no idea until you're in the shit dealing with that person, and they can be presenting you whatever version of themselves that they want to present.
I think it's just a matter of paying attention. I think a lot of people get caught up in the honeymoon stages.
You're underestimating the number of sociopaths.
People can hide some stuff really, really well. Men and women can.
Once you start living together, it becomes more difficult because then you had increased.
I get that.
If they sneaking off to answer the phone, or if they doing shady things, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't see that shit unless you're with them.
But I mean,
so you don't find out the real about them until in depth. Like, a lot of these folks have trained themselves to disguise their bad traits.
Yeah, I mean,
there are a lot of actors out here.
That's true, but I think even stuff like the whole phone situation, you can see some of that just being on a date with certain people. When you text him, he don't respond right away, but he's on the phone the whole time while y'all together.
Yeah,
it's little stuff like that. You should be like, okay, red flag. I'm walking away now. But nobody.
Big shit. You're not gonna see big shit. You're not gonna see crazy. Will black out on you for no reason. Like, I had literally anytime
What area are you dating in? What area are you in?
I don't date. Right.
Okay. What area are you in though?
I'm in Philly now.
Philly. Okay.
But prior to that, everybody that actually, all my past relationships, all of them, we were cool. Started off as friendships. When we got into a relationship, crazy. It was like, anytime I was talking to any dude, and I have, like I said, I have a lot of guy friends, so that is an issue across the board with all of my relationships. There'll be some point, why that nigga always calling you? I'm like, I've literally known him for 10 years, way before I even knew your ass. Like, I don't know what the problem is. You know what I'm saying? Like, across the board, different types of insecurity.
Thanks for the plug. Go ahead.
Interesting.
What happened?
Nah, see, you didn't catch the joke. You said across the board. He said thanks for the plug.
I said thanks for the plug.
Oh, come on, damn it. Come on.
That's the name of the show. Relax.
It.
That's hilarious, man.
But yeah,
I mean,
insecure men, and that's usually rooted in their lack of career security or finances, in my experience.
I think I think a lot of that starts from childhood, though.
I ain't got time to do the psychoanalysis on these mofos no more. It's just.
Yeah, me neither. I got time. Like, you got to be on my wavelength for that. If you're not
that's real, and that's why I feel like before you even get out there, you need to do self-reflection.
No time to save nobody, man. I ain't got time to save nobody.
Exactly.
I'm on a mission, baby.
Yeah,
I told y'all about, I was just like, this dude is crazy. He was making me anxious during the day, like talking about how stressful his job is and all this other stuff going. He was making my anxiety like hurt. I was just like, I gotta go. I can't even.
So what about people who have potential? Like, you date someone who got potential. Like, you know, like, I don't understand. You said what?
There aren't any people with potential.
Well, obviously in Philadelphia,
Don't say that. That's the.
I don't know
You
what's
can't say
going
that.
on in Philly.
You gotta take that back. You gotta take that.
I'm not letting get that one off.
That's bad.
Yeah.
Push them all down with the corona.
There's a lot of great people out there. There's a lot of amazing men out there that want to date seriously, but the thing is, especially like right now, like we're in a remote society right now, so it's pointless to really build something serious and really fall in love with somebody because
I disagree.
Because after this shit happens, it's gonna get back to normal, right? And then that's when you're gonna see what's real. So again, I'm just saying, like, don't wear your heart on your sleeve. Take your time when you're out here right now. When you're dating these different people or whatever you're doing, take your time, young man or young lady. Used to say, take your time, young man. Because at the end of the day, once things get normal, that's when you're gonna see what's real. So
I disagree.
Take your time. I'm not jumping off the boat. Nah, I'm not doing that.
Yeah,
I always think that doesn't mean, like, there's no guarantee somebody's gonna be a different person just because the quarantine is over. Like, there's no guarantee on that. The person you could be meeting now could be the same person once everything is back to normal, and then you might have that chance where the person you meet now is completely different. But there's no guarantee.
I don't want to play that game. For me, I can't play that game.
But why you feel like it's a game though?
Because it's a game. This whole thing is a game, bro. You and I know this, bro. This is a game. At the end of the day, listen. At the end of the day, women, right? Us both, women and men, we're all looking for someone to be in love with in the future. That's true. I mean, I know I am. I would love to have a wife and kids. That's what I want. You know what I'm saying? Okay. But at this moment right now, we're in a remote society, so I'm betting on myself. I know 100% what I'm capable of doing right now while I'm in this quarantine thing, and that is working on my search, working on my projects, building stuff, working with Wayne. Me and Wayne doing some business. Like, I know 100%
no doubt.
that, right? Now I can't calculate what the other person is doing, but from the looks of the metrics that I'm looking at on my phone on Hinge, all these people that are hitting me because they're bored. So I'm not getting excited about that. They have time on their hands.
But Dean, what I'm saying is that is even something in life, something good. Something had to happen for you to put a guard up so high. And again, like I said, I that's why I said I totally disagree. Of not, I always gonna wear my heart on my sleeve because I'm that's who I am. I'm a passionate person. I mean,
I do that too.
Or like your penis on your sleeve. Or like your penis on your sleeve.
I'm
sorry.
Somebody
Look, I wear my heart and my penis is attached to my heart. Whatever, how you want to call it.
Listen.
But what I'm saying is, what I'm trying to say is that I cannot judge someone or give someone the benefit, take away that type of. I can't think that way having a conversation with someone if I'm going to get to know someone, because maybe their intentions they may be bored, but I mean we all bored. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, you meeting someone. Let's say if we didn't have this quarantine shit, you was out in the street and you met someone. Yeah, y'all met in person. Y'all got out the way, but she could hit you up because she might be bored. Well, you never know.
That's true. You're right about that.
What I'm saying is that this is a big test for everyone.
So you say I should be open to it more? You think I should be open to it?
You should be open to it more because.
I think it should be.
Break it down,
a woman
earlier, I think it was Devon said earlier that it might have been you, I'm not sure, but somebody said take this time to have that conversation. If they can hold the conversation with you, then you might have to go somewhere. If they can't hold a conversation with you, okay, I get it. But if you have somebody you're talking to, so for example, like before quarantine, say months ago when I was on the app, I was still, I'm bored. Let me go on the app and see what people are doing. You know what I'm saying? That was way before quarantine. It's just that's what people do. You bored? Oh, let me just jump on the app.
That's how you open the dating app. Period.
Yeah,
I'm bored and horny.
Or whatever.
I know, ladies. I know y'all horny. Yeah, definitely
She's
horny.
horny.
That's what you
Horny, love me long time.
This ain't no different.
Do we not like the word horny? What's happening, guys? Like,
I love the word horny.
I'm gonna talk about that too.
Wait.
Yeah.
Because a lot of women on these apps, they be fronting.
They're horny as hell.
Why you on this app? And they be like, oh, I'm just up here passing time by. No, you're horny. Stop it.
You're just horny. That's all it is.
Please.
Horny, bro.
This is what she want. She's only trying to see, talk to you, and meet you for a booty going. That is it. Like, she's upfront with every dude that she hits up on the app. She's like, she even puts on her profile. I don't want to date. I just want friends with benefits. That's all I want.
I've seen it maybe once.
What?
I see those, but I'm still going. I might have to pass go. I'm still going.
I passed on those, B. I don't like
pass
those,
on
B.
those
I'm
too,
good, B.
because
Wait, I missed it. It chopped up. What did I miss?
I was
What did
saying,
it say in the profile?
like, she'll make it clear that all she wants is like to have a booty going. And I said she don't want no man. She don't want to date. You know, that you can hang around for a few weeks, but that's about it. I mean, it works.
Nigerian scammer. I'm good.
I mean,
I'm good.
hold up. You know what?
I'm
Like,
good.
I mean, if I saw a profile like that, then yeah, I'm not dealing with it. Now,
I'm
let's say
good.
if I had a past relationship and that person now is like, you know what? I'm just like, I just want to have sex. I want a friends with benefits. You are a candidate for that. Are you open to it? Then at least I know we had a backstory behind it. Then yeah, no doubt.
Pause. How about if you meet a chick randomly and she says that to you? How's that different from her putting it in her dating profile versus you meeting at a bar and her being like, let's smash?
It's no difference, but it's still like, again, like it's still my choice if I want to even go there, entertain it or not. There's no choice with it. I'm just saying, I'm like, all right, well, like I said,
the term one night stand
the
exists.
population is different in one bar than on a date.
I don't know. I think it's psychologically now people are like with this whole the COVID thing with disease and stuff. I feel like people are going to be like,
yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. And but Dean, you getting too wrapped up of what's happening now.
Pre-Rona.
You know what I mean? Like,
I'm a right now person, man. I'm right now, Mr. Right now. What's going on right now?
Your right now train of thought is worse.
Paranoid as fuck.
It's about getting more paranoid than it was before this.
You know what it is?
Hella paranoid.
You know what it is? I'm gonna be honest with you.
I would love that. Be honest, Dean.
I'm being honest. I'm being 100%. Last year, I was in love with somebody.
Okay.
It didn't work out.
Yeah.
I still don't know why it didn't work out to this day. But this year, I decided to move forward. Like, all right, cool. So I started, getting on the dating apps and stuff like that. I started meeting people. I'm talking to somebody now, and she's cool. Mm-hmm. But I just feel like after what happened last, I'm gonna slow down, take my time. You feel me? Because I think I jumped the gun a little bit too much. You know what I'm saying? I'm just self-reflecting. So I think now I'm just taking the time now that we have all this time to just like really just get to know people personally on a one-on-one, it's good. So I'm really curious to see after everything happens, after this quarantine thing, what it's gonna be like.
So basically,
I'm curious.
Well, first things first, I'm sorry what happened last year. You know what I'm saying? It's her loss, Dane, not yours. Fuck that. Number two, you cannot take that baggage or that train of that mentality towards the next person. Now, it's okay to be cautious. It's okay to be a little protective. But if she's trying to make some type of move and it triggers you on certain levels, you have to express that to her so she can understand where you're coming from.
Of course. Communication is everything. Like,
I agree.
The main thing.
Communication may hurt sometimes, but it is the key. And it's valid to be on the same page the best way possible. I always say, anybody you dealing with, if it's on a relationship or not, or if it's on some fuck shit, you're still responsible for that person because you're giving them your time and they're doing the same and they're giving you something.
Bodily fluids.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, exactly.
Splash, 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 splash.
Splash, 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 splash.
Hey,
it is, man. It is what it is.
But no, real talk, Dean, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't sell yourself short. You know what I'm saying? You like, you know what I'm saying?
One bad apple, don't mess it up for the rest.
And we're just like, Terry McMillan novels. That's like all men think of women, but y'all can encourage each other and be like, fuck her. Move on. So when we say, girl, fuck him, do you? Like, Don't hate on
Basically.
us when we do that shit, please.
my female friends to say, yo, fuck him.
I be telling my female friends the same shit. Fuck that
yo,
bum ass dude.
tell that dude to bounce.
Yeah.
But be honest with you, I guess sometimes when I think so. Let me ask you this, ladies: when you realize you need a man's perspective on a relationship when it's not rocky? Like what type of topic, or like is it with sex? Is it just like you just need a male, some type of like clue? Like you're not you're
I ain't no motherfucking detective, so if I gotta ask questions, I ain't fucking with them.
Well,
if I'm not absolutely clear about what you feel about me, how you feel about me, and whatever that else, I ain't asking no other nigga about the nigga I'm dealing with.
You don't even inquire about it? You just, all right,
no, that's when I'm already done with the dude, and I present it to other people for entertainment, like I did earlier today.
Oh.
I already know I'm not fucking with you anymore. I already know that's not going nowhere. But if I have to ask somebody how to interpret your actions, I shouldn't be fucking with you. But be absolutely clear how you feel about me, period. Even if we're just on some casual shit.
Yeah.
Like, I'm very clear about shit with dudes that I mess with. I'd be like.
But that don't mean that they're the same way. They might not even them feelings the same way. Just because you do it don't mean they do it that way.
I don't know. Shanita, what you had to say? I know you had your input.
Because men and women are completely different. Sometimes the things that men do that I just do not get and don't understand. So I gotta be like, like quote one of my homies, like, I need you to break this down for me because this ain't making no sense. I think sometimes you need that male perspective when it comes to some things, because as a woman, we don't understand everything that they do. Sometimes, we speak different languages, as they say. What men are from Venus, women are from Mars, kind of thing. So we don't even speak the same language. So sometimes I feel like you need that male, friend to be like, hey, look, this happened. All right, am I bugging? Can you explain to me what this really meant? Sometimes they do that, they break it down to where it makes sense.
Okay, yeah. I mean, that's why I feel like all women should have male friends to give real men advice, yeah. But also, one step further with that, I also think that some women should also have one of their male friends to be somebody that they actually dated, that knows them on that level, to kind of explain and know like how you are in a dating in a different perspective than your homeboy that either he wanted to fuck you but he never did, or if he just platonic, he's not going to give you the same perspective as your last ex from 5-10 years ago. You know what I'm saying? So that's just a different. I mean,
I get that. I get that. That makes sense because everybody's not gonna know you on the same level.
Yeah.
If you've been with like 20 years, that knows you inside out. They'll give you that real advice. Like, look, I know you.
Right.
It's the wrong way. Like I have members who call me, when they need advice when it comes to their girl, because I know them, I know their personality. So it's like, look, I probably said that. He probably said it wrong. So that makes a lot of sense.
Nah, you're right.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm gonna try it, man.
I agree with what y'all saying, like in theory, right? But when it comes to me, I'm like, nah. All the men that I've ended up in relationships with were very clear about how they feel about me, what they think, what they want, and what we about to do. Anybody that falls outside of that was some casual shit. So I don't need to ask too many questions about that. Because for me, I feel like women, now this is where I will say this about women, they get caught up in the, oh, he did this, so it means something. And I'm like, that's bullshit. For me, I go to the extreme opposite. I'm like, it means nothing until he tells me it means something. He introduced me to his mama. That don't mean shit. Niggas be introducing all kinds of people to their mama. Does he tell me I don't introduce nobody to my mama unless I'm taking you home? Then that means something. I'm not making nothing out of it. Oh, he held my hand. Oh, he called me boo. Like,
because
I don't make nothing out of that, because chicks will get themselves hyped into a whole we together, and it's not.
Because they don't.
So it's like, I want you and I want to do this with you. It don't mean shit to me.
I mean, when they have a history of dealing with so many ain't shit dudes, it's the small things.
Yes,
That like,
it's the small things.
Yeah, he's really into me. And
no, those
like,
are pick me bitches with low self-esteem, and I ain't one.
Wait, what? Wait, what?
Oh my God.
Oh,
hold on.
shit. Somebody came
Can you
through with
repeat that?
fire today, boy.
Can you repeat that?
Oh,
This is me every day.
Ooh, she came through with fire today.
Pick me
my
bitches with low
God.
self-esteem will accept whatever you throw at them as a sign of good faith.
Wow.
I agree with you
Real.
100%.
That's real. And
That's
I
real.
think,
And I'm not trying to
So
make
let me
something
ask you
out of
this.
nothing. If it's something, then it's something, and I know it for a fact because he
So
told
can you
me.
distinguish the difference between a gesture or something what he's trying to do? He want to do something for you, and you not taking it like that. Like, what is something spontaneous or romantic gesture that you didn't have to feel the way you feel with that statement?
What do you mean?
I
That I
mean,
didn't have to feel.
I'm saying is that if a guy wanted to take you out or, like I said, introduce you to a family member, it don't necessarily have to be a mom or pops or whatever, but he sees you in that limelight. But you said, you know, if he's not actually saying it, and I have to hear from someone else, it doesn't mean nothing. So what I'm
If
saying
somebody is like, oh, I rarely introduce people to this person, or this person only meets people that I'm serious about, or something like that's what lets me know that it means something to that person.
okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because you could introduce anybody to anybody. You could be the person who always had friends at the house, or mom is just used to meeting all your friends. So it doesn't mean that you never taken a woman home before, or that it actually means something to introduce that person to your parent or your sibling, whatever. Like me, anybody I introduce to my sister is going to be my husband, because my sister's not about to fuck shit. She will grill you till you're blue in the face. Like, she ain't about that. I'll be like, this is my friend if that's my friend. If I say anything else but that, she gonna be like, so what you trying to do with my sister? What is this? What is that? And I'm not gonna put nobody through all of that if I know that they ain't ready for it.
I feel you.
yeah, I respect
You know
that.
what I'm saying? That's like introducing a man to your father. Only one man has met my father, and I was engaged to that man.
I've dated a lot of fathers.
That makes sense.
So I wouldn't know. I hate to say
I dated someone, man, her father was crazy.
Hey,
That's why I dated
let's
single
share.
parents.
We're here to share.
I don't know.
I'm just joking. I'm just joking.
Her pops was wild. Her pops was like, what you want to do with my daughter? Are you going to marry my daughter? I'm looking at him like, this guy, like, whoa. Like,
What's the wildest parent story y'all have?
I thought he didn't even do that. That was the funny part, because he was chill about it, because he knew that if I'm bringing somebody to meet him, that's already my nigga, and he ain't gonna mess it up. Like, he don't have no say over it. I'm already bringing him to you. He done went through all the hoops and all the tests and all the stuff already if I'm bringing him to my father, and that's it.
This pops was trying to violate me, dog, but I was just being cool.
Wait, what did he do?
He was just super grilling me, just looking at me like, yo, we were sitting in the living room.
Yeah.
It's so funny because she's one of my exes, and she may even see this, but it's just so funny. We were sitting in the living room, and he was just grilling me hard body, like, so what you want my daughter, fam? Like, so,
No.
because he's a little young. He's young. Like, what you want my daughter, fam? You gonna marry my daughter? Because if you're not, you need to get the fuck out. Like, I was like,
wow. See, I never had to go through that.
Wow.
And some people have a member like that who's like a screening filter.
Yeah.
So that might not be the last person that you meet. It's the first person who's gonna ask you all the shit I don't have the nerve to ask you.
I was like, wow.
So that you know what's real.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's
Like a best friend that'll be like, oh, so, you know, how you feel about my friend? You date anybody else? Blah, blah, blah. Real cute and casual about it, but getting all the information, you know?
Right.
I don't know. Shanita, what you think about?
People do that. They try to use somebody else to gauge how that person feels about them. But I'm still like, ask the person.
Yeah.
Shanita, what you think about meeting parents or letting people meet your parents?
I mean, I've met a lot of, I think every guy I've dated for the most part met parents, you know. But I mean, I've never had issue with parents. I had issue with a grandmother once. Like, this was like years ago. She was like Panamanian. And when she met me, just like, I was too skinny, I need to eat. So that's how she said that. She was like, I need to eat. But other than that, like, I mean, I've never had any issue with parents. I mean, as far as like my mom, I go with just my mother. So my mother type where she wants to meet everybody. Like, you know, me and my sister, like, oh, you told somebody, I need to meet them. It's like, Mom, you don't gotta meet everybody that you know for us. You know, but my mother's just that person. She just wants to know that her girls are safe. So it's like, yeah, I need to see who he is. I need to see what he looks like. You know, what's his name? Then all right, you can go back to business. So I guess I don't have anybody like who will say, oh, if you met this person, like you're like super special. Like I said, my mom is just very open. So
I got a fun parent story.
Go ahead.
One of my exes, his mom. Oh my God. She was a corrections officer in the military, so she was already like, and this was her only child, her only boy, single mom. So she was like, oh, on him, but like in a militaristic kind of robot way. So she would like show up to campus with groceries and shit for him, and like he would have to pretend like I didn't spend the night and just act like she walked in like, Melissa, what you doing here this early in the morning? You spent the night? You on birth control? I was like,
wow.
Yeah. Like that kind of crazy. Like she was out of control, controlling, and would like make his bed and shit like crazy. Horrible.
So Devon, what's your latest funniest moment of meeting someone's parents, or having someone meet you introducing your parents to somebody?
So the funny thing about meeting my mom, obviously you know that's your sister, but my mom, she'll meet somebody and she won't even bother to like try to remember the name. She's like, I don't know if I'm gonna see you, because my mother lived down south. So if she meets somebody up here, she's like, I don't know if I'm gonna see you next time I come. So I'm not gonna try to remember. Like she don't say her name. She's like, hey, you want something? You can okay. Just keep it real vague. Like she won't blow the spot out. But as far as like me meeting a parent, I only could think of my senior prom in high school. I was taking a girl out and I went to go meet her parents. She took my license number. She took the license plate. The license plate of the car I was driving. And then when I came back, they said the curfew was 11 o'clock. First of all, 11 o'clock, senior prom. I'm like, oh, nah, it's trash. When I pulled up, it was 10:59. Her father was on the porch like this. I was
That's
like,
a good dad. That's a good dad, though. That's a good dad. That's a good dad.
Yeah, and as soon as I dropped her off, I went skirt to the next spot. I was like, nah, I wasn't expecting me until the next day. I was like, Shorty, yo, what up? What we doing?
Okay.
It be like that. It be like that.
Like that.
Oh man,
that's funny.
Nah. Yeah, that was a wild parent story.
Humans.
I don't know, man. Being a family is real. It's real deal though. But this was a good talk, man. Real mature talk. I liked it. I appreciate it. Glad y'all took a little time out y'all busy quarantine day.
Thank you for the invite.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, I hope to see you again on this show.
Yeah, we can do it in real life. This is real life.
No. It's like I feel like it's never going to be normal again. Like,
oh man!
Oh, don't say that.
Definitely altered.
Don't say that. Dean ain't gonna never get his mind right now. If you say that,
Me coming back to New York, I'm like,
yo, I need to come to New York so bad.
First of all, I used to spray people with invisible Lysol on a regular period.
See?
Just for doing and saying dumb shit. Now I really got to spray people with actual Lysol.
I tell you what, they're gonna name one area in America that's gonna be like, oh, it's no cases, never been cases, we're good over here. Everybody flying there.
I'm going to Louise.
You're like, I just need to go to a store. I don't care.
Only country with no cases right now. I'm out.
There's only like 4 states that have like 0 deaths, like 4.
Exactly.
50, so.
It's probably somewhere in the country too, where it's like everybody's spread out.
When there are no people.
Yeah, I remember the other 3, but I remember Hawaii was one of them.
Oh, Hawaii! Oh, did you say? Hold on, Hawaii. Yo, when you leaving up?
Hawaii, yep. Hawaii has like no deaths right now.
Well, my ticket right now.
That's crazy.
Flights is probably like 75 cents right now.
Yeah, $2. Hawaii.
It's a subway.
First class is $20.
Word.
That man's almost went to Florida last week and like, fuck it. If we die, we die.
Florida is the death pool right now, B. That's a setup.
I'm good, son. I'm good.
That is a setup.
said if this is the apocalypse, I want the end to come while I'm at the beach. So that was my plan. Like, I'd rather just be at the beach if we're going down right now. Like,
whatever. I guess that's another topic for another show. But anywho, I appreciate you guys rocking out with us. You know, I'm sure it's won't be the last of you guys hopping on. But yo, you know, at the end of the day, just utilize your time wisely. You know, do a lot of self-care.
Self-care for sure.
You know, we horny out here, goddamn it, shit. You know what I mean?
Oh my God, bro.
You know what I mean? So, yo, what should I do?
You know, sex toy stock has went up.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yo.
Y'all take care and wrap it all up.
For sure. This has been another episode of Across the Board. Quarantine edition.
Yes.
Save
yes.
us.
Have a good night.
Good night, everybody.
Later.
Peace. Good night.